Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to order here. Well, this joint meeting of the Board of Directors, San Joaquin Hills and Foothill Eastern Transportation, is being called to order. Our invocation today will be led by Director Puckett and the Pledge of Allegiance by Director Wang.
I can't hear it.
Yes, it's on.
Hello?
Can you turn it up?
Please bow your heads. Our most precious Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for this beautiful day. We thank you that we have the privilege and honor of meeting together to make decisions that affect our roads. Pray that you'll protect our drivers, keep your hand on them, keep them safe. Pray that you'll give us the wisdom that we need to make the proper decisions. We ask this prayer in thy name. Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll now have the clerk call roll, please.
Chair Miniger. Present. Vice Chair Piotr.
Here.
Director Connors. Director Munsing.
Here.
Director Swartz.
Here.
Director Vixerect.
Here.
Director Huang. Here. Director Moreno.
Here.
Director Miller.
Here.
Director Puckett.
Here.
Director Ward. Here. Chair Sachs.
I'm here.
Vice Chair Shea. Yes. Director Bartlett. Here. Director Marriott. Director De Santos.
Here.
Alternate Gardner. Did I mention Director Martinez?
Director Martinez is present.
We have quorum on both agencies.
Thank you very much. We'll now move to public comments. Members of the public may address the boards regarding any item within the subject matter jurisdiction of the boards, but no action may be taken on off-agenda items unless authorized by law. Comments shall be limited to 2 minutes per person and 1 hour for comments unless different time limits are set by the chair, subject to the approval of the boards. If needed, additional public comments will be held before the closed session portion of the agenda during public comments, continued part 2, and shall be limited to 2 minutes per person for comments unless different time limits are set by the chair, subject to approval by the board. Our first Okay, so Michelle S. and Amanda, both of you are up.
Hi, good morning. I am sorry it took me so long to deliver the rest of the Joint Power Authority agreements. It is very clear by the blue tab that the fees for this agency, this is your document that rules this agency. I see that the Mitigation Credit Act has been mentioned. Yes, it's great to follow laws, but this is yours. This is what you guys were established by. This was your promise to the community. So I'm going to pass it out for whoever did not get one, but it's clear that development fees are to be reviewed annually by the Board of Directors, if not more often. I was really kind of shocked the other day to find out that all of you, you've probably seen this, it's from the TCA talking about opponents are going to city council meetings. I'm sorry, but we're not opponents. We're taxpayers who don't want toll roads over our houses, toll roads over our kids' schools, toll roads over our disadvantaged children's parks. We don't want toll roads going through already mitigated open space. Also, we're being accused of attacking. We have come here since last March. We've come in peace. We've come to share with you our concerns. The TCA is actually attacking our communities, our neighborhoods, yet you guys on the board in other cities are being informed that we're actually attacking, but we haven't attacked anyone. So we're just kind of tired of this misinformation and false statements to kind of further the TCA narrative. There's a bunch of other things that are terribly wrong with this agenda that you guys received. Can you go to the next slide, Martha, or how do I do it? Oh, thanks. So apparently the TCA doesn't like the word bailout. It's a colloquial term when financial help to a corporation or county, if it wasn't received otherwise, they'd go into bankruptcy. The TCA was on the verge of bankruptcy in 2008. It's no secret, you can review it. The lobbyists kept this agency alive. It was a $1.1 billion bailout, not a federal, it's also called a federal loan. But stop with the spin, please.
Good morning. Last year at the TCA Public Forum, people that attended had their First and Fourth Amendment rights violated. We were given videos that allowed the TCA to change, modify, or edit the content of our opinion. Essentially, they could restrict our speech or change our message at their own discretion. This is wrongful censorship of our First Amendment rights under the United States Constitution. Security prohibited attendees from bringing in small signs or wearing T-shirts, hats, or pins, buttons that expressed a message. People had to take off stickers on T-shirts and hats that had the word no on them. Furthermore, they searched our purses, backpacks, and confiscated small signs, papers, brochures, and pre-written questions, which is against our Fourth Amendment rights under the Constitution. I bring this up because at the last TCA meeting on August 9th, another speaker and I were both silenced. We read a letter from Daryl Johnson, OCTA CEO, written to Mr. Cramen. This letter was important because it informed the TCA that the OCTA had been working collaboratively and comprehensively for the last 30 years, providing effective plans for traffic relief. It also cleared up statements in letters that were sent to Senator Beal regarding AB 382. The microphones were turned off at the podium, and then the volume for the entire room was turned off. By turning off the volume for the entire room, it did not allow people in the room to hear us properly, or those who were streaming live to listen to the meeting. This was a deliberate suppression of our First Amendment right of freedom of speech. I emailed the majority of the TCA Board of Directors regarding this matter, and I only received 2 responses. In my email, I asked you if this was a First Amendment violation, specifically the restriction of the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech. And it's a shame that only 2 of you responded. I should have received a response from everyone that I emailed, since you are supposed to uphold the rights guaranteed by the United States Constitution. Shame on you.
Thank you. Laura, followed by Jackson Hinckley.
Recently, the project study report of the 9 possible alternatives of the 241 extension was sent to agencies such as Caltrans. This is a waste of taxpayer money because these extensions have already been proven not to be needed and denied by government agencies such as the water boards. Los Patrones was only approved as a free arterial road by such board. As a free road, it does increase mobility, not as a toll road. I don't know why the TCA would be reimbursing RMV for construction if it is to remain a free road. Makes you wonder. Also, these routes have managed lanes on the 5 freeway, something I believe the TCA has not been authorized to do so as part of their JPA agreement. Let's not forget, as stated in the letter that OCTA wrote to Mr. Cramen, they stated that they already have a $5.9 billion plan to improve all major freeways and ease congestion. One project is the I-5 from the SR 73 to El Toro Road. It will have 1 additional general purpose lane from the 73 to Alicia and an HOV lane from Alicia to El Toro. This will help to relieve traffic from the point where it backs up at Oso Parkway. Real mobility. Having the carpool lane continue to Avenida Pico has really opened up the flow of traffic in our town of San Clemente. An additional project when needed is to add 1 HOV from Pico to County Line. We can't let the TCA take away these actual mobility solutions and turn them into toll lanes and have the same mess here on the 5 just like it is on the 91 in Riverside. just for the benefit of a few of you TCA employees and your lobbyists. And so you can continue to be on committees such as OC Business Council, South OC Economic Coalition to sponsor galas and golf tournaments at our expense. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackson. Followed by Michelle Metcalf.
Thank you. My name is Jackson Hinkle. It has become abundantly clear to me that the TCA's motivation is not pursuant to your mission statement of enhancing mobility in Orange County in Southern California, but it is to milk the public for every ounce of profit that you can to build more discriminatory toll lanes, toll roads that cut through untouched natural habitats, and toll roads that divide our towns. The TCA has not built any new roads since 1996 and still owes over $6 billion in overextended debt. You've also spent roughly $20 million in lobbying for your wildly unpopular interests. There's other options that we can begin looking at to discuss alternatives to the traffic problems that we're facing in Orange County. I'm opposed to any toll roads because they're economically discriminatory to a handful of individuals. I'm for the deprivatization of public transportation, and I would hope you consider that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Michael, followed by David Brandt.
Good morning, directors. I am Michael Metcalf. I'm from San Clemente. I've only got 2 minutes, so I'll cut to the chase. Couple of comments. Freeways, as they are popularly known in Southern California, are ugly, they stink, they're noisy, they are dysfunctional in that they actually impede local transportation mobility. They are ruinously expensive, and they are deadly dangerous. Second comment, the 710 freeway in South Pasadena never came to be in spite of the concerted effort of professional freeway builders because of local opposition. I've only got 2 minutes. Sorry I couldn't be more diplomatic. Thank you.
Thank you. David Brandt, followed by Tom Barnes.
I'd like to thank you for allowing me to present my views to the board regarding the critical issue of running a toll road through the city of San Clemente. My name is David Brandt, and I live in the city of San Clemente. As a resident of the Rancho San Clemente neighborhood of Bella Vista, I strongly object to all alternatives listed by the TCA, with the exception of the no-build alternative, Alternative 1. However, alternatives 14 and 17 are particularly onerous for our city. Alternative 14 would slice through our community of Bella Vista, taking many of our homes by eminent domain on its way from Avenida La Plata via Calle del Cerro to Avenida Pico to the I-5 freeway. Along its way, this option would build numerous toll booths on its path and a total of 4 additional lanes to the I-5, wiping out hundreds of homes and businesses in central and southwest San Clemente through the eminent domain process. In addition, the Alternative 14 would also be tremendously damaging to our city. Excuse me, Alternative 17. Alternative 17 would connect the 241 to the I-5 at the beautiful San Clemente community of Shore Cliffs. Many of these homes will be demolished via eminent domain as a result, and the savings and investments of thousands of our citizens, including many seniors on fixed incomes, will be destroyed. It is very sad that we have to fight tooth and nail to stop the TCA from destroying San Clemente. But fight we will and win we shall, despite all the lies and distortions the TCA can throw at us. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Barnes, and then I guess your wife is next for this presentation.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
I'm not too good at the machinery. Anyway, I'm Tom Barnes, a 35-year resident of San Clemente. Slide 1. This is the project study map of Route 14 from the TCA's South County Traffic Relief Effort Draft Project Study Report, Project Development Report, dated August 2018. What a mouthful. It is the latest version of the spaghetti map, once again lacking any significant detail. From looking at this, you would never know there are 22 bridges, 2 major flyover crossings over Pico, and the takings of residences and businesses by eminent domain. The spaghetti map fails to show the full scope of the negative impacts of Route 14. Slide 2. This map of Route 14 from the I-5 to the Desheka landfill was created by Vonnie Barnes and shows 8 of the bridges, both flyovers, the interchange at Del Cerro and Pico, primary and secondary roads, historic landmarks, residential areas, and the business park. The TCA staff is proud of their work that only offers process, like spaghetti maps, instead of product. We have had 8 months of spaghetti maps. You would think by now the maps would show more, but they don't. The 1,276-page project report is insufficient, incomplete, and inadequate. As we all know, the devil is in the details, and the TCA stubbornly refuses to provide the details. I'd like to turn now to the issue of this cutting our time to 2 minutes from 3 minutes. The deal was when we tried to show slides originally, you guys did not allow us to do it. Eventually, after a lot of skirmishing, we were allowed. But in return, you took away 1 of the 3 minutes that we had. So I believe you should restore the 3 minutes so we don't get penalized for showing
Thank you.
visuals.
I'm Vonnie Barnes, president of Rancho San Clemente's Master Association of 14 HOAs. As Tom pointed out, the study map provides no useful visuals of the key points of Route 14. For example, the 2 major crossings over Pico on this map are not shown on the study map. This map also shows Route 14's interchange at Pico and Del Cerro that is north and southbound lanes. A wide bridge from the interchange crosses over Pico to Del Cerro. Dotted lines on Del Cerro indicate a major street widening project to add more lanes to La Plata. This will plow through the heart of Rancho San Clemente's residential area, taking homes by eminent domain. In September, Mike Chesney of Venture Strategic said there was a public outpouring for Route 14, but I have found no public comments clamoring for this interchange. Bridge lanes are widening of Del Cerro on TCA Media. As La Plata already connects to Pico 2 blocks north of Del Cerro and La Plata, this project is an unconscionable waste of unfunded revenues. This slide of attachment C shows that the cross-sections, conceptual plans, and lane diagrams promised on page 7-2 are not included. Another staggering omission. And finally, the study's cost estimates do not cover the Del Cerro project. Road widening, takings by eminent domain, damages to the flood control plain, or costs of litigation, ongoing and future anticipated. The cost estimates will grossly exceed the 10% margin of error found on table 11-2. On page 7-1, it says approval of the preferred alternative route is based on the study's content, which is shockingly incomplete regarding Route 14. Route 14 should not be approved as the preferred alternative.
Mr. Chairman, can I get just a point of clarification on this diagram?
Certainly.
My understanding is that the road as it goes by San Clemente High School doesn't actually go over the fields. It in fact goes right next to the baseball field, but not over the fields. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, actually, nothing's correct because there is no road design because we haven't been through the various environmental processes yet, but thank you for
Well,
your question.
yeah, well, without due respect, Mr. Chairman, when I was given a tour of the potential sites, that's what I was told. So it may not be officially voted on, but that's what I was told is the proposal at this point, potential conceptual,
One of the
by staff. So I just want to make sure that folks who are watching this know, and it's not to disparage the commentary at all. I just want to make sure that what I was shown at least was that the road would not be going over the fields, but to the side of the baseball field. Is that correct?
You're correct.
Okay.
Thank you. And next is Ellen McGurk. I'd also like to make a correction that Mr. Chesney does not work for Venture Strategic.
Good morning, Board of Directors and distinguished guests. My name's Ellen McGurk, and I have lived in San Clemente for 14 years with my husband. We live in Rancho San Clemente with our 11-year-old son. I'm coming to you today to share concerns about the proposal of the build-out of Route 14. The build-out of Calle del Cerro will be expensive, and although it's listed in the federal proposal sheets as one of the 2 least expensive ones, I would say that the work and the clear development of those numbers has not yet been done. And part of the reason I'm here is it goes right by my house, and I don't think it's a valuable asset to the San Clemente community, nor will it be worth your time to fight many, many of the 1,000 homes, not people, 1,000 homes that'll be displaced. So where's the study? And you said that it hasn't been done yet, but you guys, this is our homes. That's why we're upset. These are our homes. We don't want to look through toll roads to our bedroom windows or see our children not be able to play in the park. This is personal. I'm a retired executive. I've sat where you've sat, but these are personal issues, guys. This isn't about a toll road. This is about a quality of life. We all understand there are traffic problems, but come on, why would you take it through 1,000 homes? There's no mitigation in your federal proposal of building out new parking to apartment buildings. Have you talked to the apartment owner about how they're going to repark those condos? There's an Havana floodplain. Are you going to build on the floodplain 120 feet down with concrete blocks? Really? What about the ravine? I'm off my notes. That's going to go through the ravine that wasn't able to be built on because it's a DeCheco floodplain. You know, these things have to be clearly defined before you send it out in a federal proposal that will take over 1,000 homes. Please. We're not attacking. We're coming to you for viability of life. Come on.
Thank you. John Kelly, followed by Robert Anderson.
Good morning, I'm John Kelly. I'm a resident of San Clemente, and this is my first meeting, but I just wanted to come and voice my opposition to the toll road proposals that go through San Clemente, because I think they're all terrible. And we are going to fight. There's going to be a lot of people fighting you. And we do vote, so just so you know. Thank you.
Thank you. Robert Anderson, and the last speaker is Karen Newey.
Thank you very much for this opportunity to speak. I'm wondering if you guys have ever had an operation. Have you ever had a disconnect, a transplant? Because it seems like fecal cephalicism is running this place. That's not a bad word, it's just a word. Now, toll road, troll road. We don't want it in our area. You guys haven't looked at it. You have spaghetti maps showing it's going from here to there. I would like to thank Dr. Moreno for his speaking up. We live in San Clemente. The people who live outside of San Clemente, they don't care. We do. We don't want anything to divide our city. Is what you're going to do is by taking a road over, under, around, by, through a high school. There's parks that are there that aren't on the map. There's junior high and elementary schools that aren't on the map. We need to have you guys. Are you interested, Mr. Sachs?
I'm listening to every word.
Yeah, I can tell. Excuse me. Yes, please pay attention to us when we're speaking to you. This is who pays you. I don't know where you get your money from, but I assume it's from us, and we are tired of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Karen Newey.
You had it right the first time. Karen New, silent E.
sorry.
My first time speaking here. I won't take up very much time, but I've lived in San Clemente for 12 years, and I serve on the Homeowners Association board at Broadmoor. We're the community that looks right over the high school. And obviously, I'm against this road. It's going to go right in front of my house. It's going to spoil my neighborhood. It's going to spoil the town that I live in. Excuse me. I can't really offer anything new. You've heard lots of reasons why this toll road is bad, so I really just want to make one point. There's been discussion at a previous meeting that somehow the city is drumming up opposition to this toll road, and I hope you understand the city does not need to do that. People are very concerned simply because it's such a bad idea. It has nothing to do with anybody getting people riled up over it. You just have to look at those maps, think of those homes. Right in front of my eyesight is going to be this enormous pilings and road. Maybe it's not going to go over the football field, but it's going to be right next to it. It's just going to be horrible for us. And I think you guys understand. I don't think that's really news to you. The only other point I want to make is when I talk to my neighbors about this, almost every single one of them aren't very concerned, and because they just can't believe it would really happen. They just think the whole thing is so crazy that it's just a proposal that will never actually come to fruition. I hope they're right. And if this ever comes even farther down the line where it's more obvious that this is going to happen, this Route 14, I think you're going to see even more angry people than you have here today. And I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we go to consent calendar, I'd like to recognize an individual in the audience, a dear friend of the toll roads, Mr. Bert Hack. Bert, would you stand and just say hello to everybody and welcome back, sir. Hello. You don't get 2 minutes, Bert. Sit down. We now move to the San Joaquin Hills consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered routine and will be enacted by one vote. There will be no discussion on these items unless a board member requests specific items be removed for separate action.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to pull items 3 and 4, please.
3 and 4. Any other? Do I have a motion for the balance?
I'll move the balance.
I'll second.
So we have a motion and a balance. All in favor, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Thank you. Let's move to item number 3. Director Bartlett.
Okay, we can take 3 and 4 together. So just some comments on this item. We have an outstanding investment firm, very happy with them. In fact, we had a procurement at OCTA, and the firm that we utilize here is now one of the 4 firms we utilize at OCTA. But I just want to have our TCA staff kind of get in alignment for the next time the contract comes up for renewal. OCTA and TCA have about the same size investment portfolio, but the management fee structure is different, and we're paying more here than we pay at OCTA. And the management fees do make a difference. When we went out to RFP at OCTA, and it hadn't gone out for 20-some years. So when we had the RFP, we were able to negotiate down on the management fees, and that's able to save us $3 million over the term of the contract. So every percentage point makes a difference, and every dollar makes a difference. So just want to notify staff that as we go out for renewal of a contract, and like I said, the firm has done an outstanding job. I've looked at the reports every month, and they do a great job. But just on the management fee aspect, I think we can save a bit there, and that could result in a huge cost savings for the agency. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. Thank you. And with that, I'll move these 2 items, 3 and 4.
Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Do we have all in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. We now move to Foothill Eastern consent calendar, items 1 through 2 and 7 through 10. Do I have any members wishing to pull any items?
I'll move.
Supervisor Bartlett.
I'd like to pull 7 and 8, please.
7 and 8.
Number
Director
1.
Ward.
1.
1. Any other? Do I have a motion to move the balance?
Move the balance.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Balance is moved. Director Ward, minutes number 1.
The minutes on the last page, the director's reports and new business.
3 of the directors, I being one, commented that we asked for notification in compliance with the Brown Act. And I wanted to know when we will be getting that information, considering the committees and ad hocs.
So a response was sent.
Was it sent by email?
It was sent from Nossaman to your city attorney.
Okay. So the other directors got it also? I'm just checking, because we all asked about it. I'm just following up on our request.
I don't know the answer to that. I can check.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, and if not, we can provide a copy to all board members.
Okay, because I believe Dr. Moreno asked for it also, and
Yeah.
Director Spitzer. My other request was, I had made a request at the end of the meeting to agendize the project study report and have a complete presentation with board Q&A and discussion on that. And I also asked for a comment or presentation by OCTA in regards to the PSR. And what I want to ask is, why isn't it on the minutes of what I asked for? I'd like to see that added, so that there is a.
I'll go back and include them. I'll
Okay.
revise the minutes.
Okay, and so my other request on that would be also that it is agendized early enough in the meeting where all the directors are here and they have not left. Thank you. And I'll move the item.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Chair, I will be abstaining from the approval. I was not here last month.
Okay, thank you.
My alternate was here.
The clerk will note any abstentions.
Same for me.
Do I have a second? Second. I have a second. All those in favor of item number 1 on Foothill Eastern consent, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Director Bartlett, items 7 and possibly 8.
Okay, we can take 7 and 8 together. And again, just same comments with regard to the investments. Outstanding firm that we utilize, great results. Just when we have the option period that comes up for renewal to work on the management fee structure. And with that, I move this item.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yep, those 2 items pass. We now move to board business items 11 through 15. 11 and 12 will be discussed jointly and then voted on separately. Mr. Hack, could you please stop disrupting the meeting, please? We're going to have to throw you out if you continue with this horrid behavior. You know, I love you, Bert, and I miss you so much. So, can I get a staff report, please?
Dave Sherwood, Controller. The draft financial statements for each agency for the year ended June 30, 2018 were provided in advance to the Joint Finance and Investment Committee in advance of their meeting on September 26th. At that same meeting, Mr. Chris Ray, who is with KPMG and is the partner responsible for the audits of our financial statements, was in attendance and discussed the results of each audit and certain required communications with the committee members. Mr. Ray is in attendance again this morning and plans to again discuss those same required communications with you. After this meeting, he will plan to issue formal letters addressed to each board, again on the same topic. And after he goes through that item, Mr. Ray and I will be happy to respond to any other questions you may have regarding either the audit process or the audited financial statements.
Thank you, Mr. Ray.
Okay, thank you, Dave. As Dave mentioned, we presented to the Joint Finance and Investment Committee back in September 26th, so I'm really just going to provide a summary of what we communicated at that time. KPMG was engaged to perform audits of both Foothill Eastern as well as San Joaquin Hills financial statements for the year ended June 30, 2018. So we issued our report and issued an unmodified opinion on those financial statements. As part of those audits, they were conducted in accordance with our professional standards, which included performing procedures necessary to be able to issue an opinion on the financial statements, that the financial statements are fairly stated in all material respects. When we planned the audit, we met with the committee and didn't have any changes in the planned approach or scope of the audit. There were no significant changes in accounting policies that I would be highlighting to you this year. The accounting policies of each agency are disclosed in the financial statements as consistent with the prior year. There are certain estimates included in your financial statements, primarily related to the pension and the participation in the OSERS plan, just some of the actuarial assumptions that are made, as well as estimates for joint costs that are incurred and split between the agencies. So we looked at those as part of our audit. We didn't have any corrected or uncorrected audit misstatements as part of the audit. If we had significant difficulties encountered performing the audit or disagreements with management, those types of matters I'd raise to your attention, but that didn't occur as part of the audit. If we became aware that the management consulted with another accounting firm, maybe they didn't like the opinion we gave or wanted to just bounce it off someone else, I'd raise that to your attention, but to my knowledge, that did not occur as part of the audit. We also didn't agree to anything specifically before being engaged as your auditor. As you may recall, we went through the formal RFP process and submitted a proposal, and so nothing was discussed prior to our appointment or agreed on approaches related to the audit, things like that. Significant correspondence related to the audit primarily relates to the engagement letter we get at the beginning of the audit, so management understands their responsibilities. It also highlights KPMG's responsibilities. And at the end of the audit, we get a representation letter from management where they indicate that they believe the financial statements are fairly stated, and they represent on several matters that we use as audit evidence as part of the audit. And then last but not least, just confirming that we are independent of both agencies. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have related to the audits.
Thank you. Directors, any questions? Director Ward?
How long have you been engaged to audit TCA's account?
This is my second year on the audit. We as a firm have been engaged since the last RFP. I believe that was 4 or 5 years ago. But as within every accounting firm, specifically in KPMG, we rotate partners within the audit. So this is my second year.
So the first page where you talk about the background, it's on page 3. Was that something that you got new, or is that something that you inherited from the agency before?
Well, we definitely have files that carry forward each year as part of the audit. So we not only get that background information, but we also meet with management throughout the audit process to update our understanding to see if there's things that have changed from the previous years.
Okay. So if you have previous records, would you have, say, the background information on an audit from, say, 10 years ago?
Off the top of my head, our record retention is 7 years, but I would have to check on that.
I would just like to ask if I could get a copy of just that page, what the background says on the agency from prior audit.
Yeah, and the agency has the financial statements.
Okay. Okay, I'd like to see that, like, maybe about 10 years ago, just to see what it says. I also have a question on page, let's see, is it 5? Go to page 6. In the second paragraph, it states that the agency agreed to abandon consideration of the Route 241 to I-5 and to pay $7.1 million to reimburse certain litigation costs incurred by the plaintiffs. It's unusual to see $7.1 million stated like that, when after that it says, instead of $218,571,000 written off, it looks like it's $218,571 because of the comparison of how the numbers are written. So I think I'm wondering if it's because it's a settlement, you state it differently, or
No,
they need
actually,
to be the same.
You are correct that generally most of the numbers in the financial statements are presented in thousands, and you'll see at the top of this page, as well as many of the other pages, there's a caption that says in thousands. So that is typically the way they're presented. In this instance, in that particular paragraph, because we were dealing with a round number, the 7.1 million, it was just a little more concise to present it that way, to say 7.1 and spell out million. And we actually thought that would make it more clear as opposed to less, that we were comparing one number where we were specific that it was in millions and another number that was, as most of these numbers are, in thousands.
So it wouldn't be more appropriate because the other number's in thousands to say 7,100?
That would have been an alternative choice, yes.
My concern is just because the 7.1 million is clear, but then the 218,571 is not. It's unless you, because you're thinking million and then you see something that looks like 218,000 after it. That's all. I think it should be the same.
I understand your
Easy.
point.
Okay.
Again, our intent was not to make it less clear, but to make it more
Okay.
clear. And
All right. So that would be mine, and that's on another page. I have one other thing. On page 28. Do you have that? On right-of-way acquisitions, it's listing 14,000 as an asset for right-of-way, and I have a question of what that asset is, what that right-of-way, what that payment is that's now an asset. So
This-
staff might have to answer that.
this represents land parcels, and it's an accumulation over time. So that's actually a balance that was on our books and records at the beginning of fiscal 17, likewise at the end of fiscal 17, and then there's another table on page 27 that shows that as the beginning balance for fiscal 18 and some additions that increase that amount.
Okay. So I don't know if staff should answer this. I'm wondering if this is the payment made to Rancho Mission Viejo under the option agreement for what was the Tesoro extension. I'd like to know if it was that payment.
That is not the line where that's included now.
Where would that be included?
That would be in the construction in progress line.
And what page is that on?
It's in the same tables on pages 27 and 28.
$52,988,000 beginning balance?
That was the balance at the beginning of fiscal 18, yes.
Okay, so what part of that would have been the payment to Rancho Mission Viejo for the right-of-way for the Tesoro extension?
I don't recall the specific amount.
There has been no payment on the right-of-way.
Okay, so that's not included in any of that, okay.
I apologize.
That's fine.
I understood you'd be referring to, I misunderstood your question.
Actually, you're answering me great. You're getting there. Okay, my only other.
Just to be clear, we have been invoiced for it, but there's been no payment for the right-of-way, and that wouldn't be in dollars, that would be in fee credits.
Okay, that's the invoice, is fee credits? Okay. One last question. On page 32, this was a good report, by the way. I just have questions on it. At the end of 32, it says, as a result of this agreement, the aggregate payments of $120 million that were made to San Juan Hills through 2009 were reclassified during 2015 as a note receivable from San Joaquin Hills Transportation Agency. And this is the part I have a question, and a reduction of construction in progress. What does a reduction of construction in progress mean?
When those amounts were originally recorded on our books and records, they were included in construction in progress. And so in 2015, as a result of this transaction, there was a note receivable that was established, so the amounts were taken out of construction in progress during that year.
Okay, thank you. I was taking it literally, and I didn't look at it as a fund like that. Thank you very much. That's all my questions. Thank you.
Any other director questions on agenda items number 11 and 12? Seeing none, I need a motion and second on San Juan Hills.
Move the item.
I have a motion.
Second.
I have a second. All those San Juan Hills directors in favor of this item signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? That passes. We now move to Foothill Eastern action, item financial statements number 12. I need a motion and a
Move
second.
item 12 for Foothill.
Second.
I have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? None. Those items pass. We now move to agenda item number 13, streetlight data annual subscription. I'll ask for a staff report, please.
Good morning. I'm Sam Rat, Corridor Manager, Operations. The item before you is for the first one-year option for a subscription to Streetlight Insight, online application which allows TCA unlimited access to review and analyze anonymous vehicle trip data such as origin, destination, route choice, and travel time. In 2017, TCA acquired a one-year contract with two one-year options, and this extension is the first one-year option. The application itself is a cloud-based interactive online application. The anonymous data is derived from multiple types of location records, including vehicle navigation systems, fleet management systems, and smartphone applications. This data is then converted to trips and activities through algorithms developed by Streetlight. Several traffic analyses have been conducted using Streetlight in 2018. The studies included origin, destination, and route choice analysis, as well as travel time comparison. These studies have helped TCA better understand regional traffic characteristics and travel behavior of vehicles, including usage both on and off of the toll roads. For this example, we wanted to understand the travel times from El Toro Y to eastbound 91. The routes in the analysis included 241, I-5 and 55, and 405 and 55. The analysis was focused on that PM peak period, Tuesday to Thursday traffic only. The average time savings for toll road users were 20 to 25 minutes, and the average speed for toll road users was 17 to 25 miles per hour higher. In another analysis, TCA used Streetlight data to analyze the route selection from Costa de Casa community to 241. The ramps analyzed in this study included Oso Parkway, Antonio Parkway, and Santa Margarita Parkway. This analysis was done to understand what volume of traffic was bypassing the tolled on-ramps to access the northbound 241 using the untolled on-ramp at Santa Margarita Parkway. Oso Parkway 451 average AM peak users, Antonio Parkway 601 average AM peak users, and Santa Margarita Parkway was 804 average AM peak users. Streetlight data subscription is a cost-effective tool that enables public agencies to conduct a variety of different studies in-house without the need to purchase traffic data for every individual analysis. TCA has used consultants in the past to conduct two origin-destination OD studies, and in both cases, the majority of the study costs were related to traffic data acquisition. As a direct comparison, in one previous study alone, the data acquisition cost was approximately equal to one-year subscription to Streetlight data, $255,000. In 2018, TCA used Streetlight data for 8 studies. The data acquisition cost for these studies would have been approximately 7 times higher if we had purchased data separately for every individual study. In addition, the analysis cost would have been nearly double. There are currently several traffic studies in the pipeline that will require origin, destination, route choices, and travel time analysis. These studies include hotspots analysis as well as system-wide route choice analysis. The project list is anticipated to grow as we see more opportunities to use the capabilities. Additionally, the developers at Streetlight are continuously working on improving different features and functionalities of this cloud-based online application to provide more accurate data. At this time, staff is recommending authorize the Chief Executive Officer to execute the first year of 2 one-year extension options for a subscription to the Streetlight Insight online application, and authorization for the lump sum amount of $128,182 for the San Joaquin Hills and the Foothill Eastern agencies for a total annual subscription fee of $256,364.
Thank you. Do I have any questions from any board members or comments?
Chair, I have just one.
Director Ward?
You mentioned a Screenline study for future analyses that says the toll road network through South Orange County. Is that the existing toll road network or future toll road network?
That's the existing toll road network.
Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
I'll move it.
Thank you. Do I have a second? And we can move both at the same time on this one, right? So, I'm sorry.
If Director Voigt's second the motion, then we need a vote for San Joaquin. A second.
I'll move it.
Do you have what you need, Madam Clerk? Thank you. Always satisfy the clerk. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition, say nay. Hearing none, passes unanimously. Let's now move on to item number 14, the Oso Bridge 241 mainline tolling equipment. Mr. Carrier, please.
Good morning. Rick Carrier, the Director of Tolling Systems. This item is a request for a contract amendment to the toll system contract with TransCore to install toll equipment at the southern end of the 241 just north of Oso Parkway. To orient the board members, the blue square in this slide at the southern end of the 241 shows the area that I'll be talking about. Currently, depending on which direction you're driving, the 241 begins or ends at Oso Parkway. The on and off ramps that connect the 241 and Oso Parkway are tolled. The Oso Bridge construction contractor, Ortiz, is building a bridge to enable the 241 to pass under Oso Parkway and join Los Patrones Parkway. Ortiz will also erect two gantries that will span the 241 just north of Oso Parkway. This contract amendment will enable our tolling system contractor, TransCore, to install toll equipment on and under those gantries. This slide shows the equipment that will be installed. On the left are the antennas and cameras that will be mounted in the gantries above the road. The middle picture shows installation of the in-pavement loops that are used to detect vehicle presence, trigger the cameras, and count axles. The image on the right shows the readers, computers, and network equipment that's used to process all the information from the antennas, cameras, and loops. Installation, configuration, tuning, and testing of this equipment in all 4 lanes will cost $826,857. Staff is requesting that the board authorize the CEO to execute a contract amendment to the TransCore contract for a not to exceed amount of $826,900 with a 5% contingency in order to install tolling equipment on 4 mainline lanes on the 241 just north of Oso Parkway.
Thank you, Mr. Carey. Do we have any questions from any board members?
I'll move the item.
We have a motion and second. All those Foothill members signify their approval by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much. We now move to item number 15, which I beg the director's patience on. We have to do 2 readings, one a title, one the, we're going to do this in a very slow, methodical way. That's all I can say.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Chair, directors. This item is for the second reading and the subsequent adoption of revised ordinances for the respective agencies' administration of tolls and enforcement of toll violations. The first reading was conducted at the board's August meeting. These revisions are needed to align the ordinances with the customer account enhancements that would go into effect on July 1st, 2019. The package of enhancements that would go into effect include 5 key elements, with the first being elimination of monthly account maintenance fees for all account types, regardless of their level of usage, making our current express accounts interoperable for use on any toll road, bridge, or express lane in California, expanding our fast track payment methods to include the pay-as-you-go and invoice options, providing an earned discount program where prepaid account holders can receive $1 off every toll on TCA's roads, and providing free sticker tags to all account holders while offering customers the option to purchase a switchable transponder. Implementing this package of changes requires the board to adopt revisions to their respective ordinances. These ordinances were originally adopted with the opening of the roads and have been revised from time to time to reflect changes in board policy. The most recent revision was in 2013 as part of the plan to transition to all electronic tolling. Those revisions allowed staff to offer express accounts and introduce the pay-as-you-go and invoice-based payment methods. However, the verbiage used restricted those payment methods only to express accounts. The revisions now being recommended decouple this restriction, providing more choice to fast-track account holders, and also allows for the sale of switchable transponders. The substantive changes are in Section 2 of the ordinances, which is identical for both agencies. These revisions have been included within the text of your board report for ease in your review. While the new accounts and underlying changes would not take effect until next July, adoption of the revised ordinances in advance is critical to finalizing our communications plans, messages, and materials that will need to be distributed to our now nearly 1.4 million account holders. Efforts related to the communication plan are underway, and staff is working with our consultants to craft specific messaging and to design the packaging that will be used to distribute our new sticker tags. The ordinance change will coincide with the first phase of account changes taking effect on July 1st, 2019. The final phase will complete in October of 2019 with the conversion of express accounts to allow those account holders to use their accounts to pay tolls on all facilities throughout the state. Staff is requesting board action today to conduct a second reading and to adopt the revised ordinances. And as the chair mentioned, as the board's action pertains to the adoption of an ordinance for each agency, I will first present the recommendation for waiving the full reading of the ordinance and then a separate vote for adopting the ordinance. Sorry. With that, the first recommendation is for the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency to conduct the second reading by title only of Board of Directors Ordinance Number SJH 2018-01.
So from San Joaquin, do I have a motion and a second to waive the?
So moved.
I have a
Second.
motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposition? Thank you. Samuel will now read the ordinance title.
Okay. Board of Directors Ordinance Number SJH 2018-01, an ordinance of the Board of Directors of the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor Agency relating to the administration of tolls and the enforcement of toll violations on the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor.
Thank you. Now the recommendation.
The recommendation is that the San Joaquin Hills Board adopt Board of Directors Ordinance Number SJH 2018-01, replacing in its entirety at 11:59 p.m. on June 30, 2019, Ordinance SJH 2013-01 as adopted on April 11, 2013.
Can I have a motion and a second? So moved.
Second.
And seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Well, that went much smoother than I anticipated. Samuel, now let's go to the Foothill recommendation.
So for the Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor, staff recommends that the board approve conducting the second reading by title only of Board of Directors Ordinance Number FE 2018-01.
So from Foothill Eastern members, do I have a motion and a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Passes. Samuel, please read the ordinance title.
Board of Directors Ordinance Number FE 2018-01, an ordinance of the Board of Directors of the Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency relating to the administration of tolls and the enforcement of toll violations on the Foothill and Eastern Transportation Corridors.
Thank you very much. Can I have the recommendation, please?
Staff recommends that the Foothill Eastern Transportation Corridor Agency adopt Board of Directors Ordinance number FE 2018-01, replacing in its entirety at 11:59 p.m. on June 30, 2019, Ordinance FE 2013-01 as adopted April 11, 2013.
Foothill Eastern Directors, do I have a motion and
So
a second?
moved.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
Thank
And
you.
my comments earlier weren't about the directors. It was the ability for the chair to get through this process, which I was excited that happened. I'll note there's still doubt. Thank you so much. We have no part 2 of public comments, so we'll move to the Chief Executive Officer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm sure it's comical to all of you when we pass an ordinance, since we do it about once every 5 years, and you guys probably do 3 or 4 a month, so. But good job, Mr. Chair. I would like to report that traffic and revenue for the month of September for the San Joaquin Hills Transportation Corridor, revenues were up 2.3% on an increase of 0.3% on traffic. And for the first quarter, transactions were up 2.2% and toll revenue was up 4.3%. For the Foothill Eastern Corridor, in September, transactions were up 0.1% over September 2017 and revenues were up 2.5%. And for the first quarter, transactions were up 1.4% and revenue was up 4.1%. And the second part of my report is just kind of a look ahead to help people in their end of the year calendar planning. So the November board meeting will be a Foothill Eastern only board meeting. And as a result, there's a number of October committee meeting cancellations. So please be sure and check your updated schedules that are transmitted to you from the clerk of the board. Also, as a heads up, the annual luncheon of board members and former board members is scheduled for Thursday, December 20th, and mailings will be going out on that in pretty soon for that, but it's December 20th. Also, the current plan is for a very light schedule of committee meetings at the end of December, and also for no monthly board meeting on January 10th. That concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Do we have time now for director comments? Do I have any from San Joaquin members? Seeing none. Any Foothill members? Seeing none. I now go to Chair Miniger to ask for his comments.
Can we get clarification first?
Of what?
On the board agenda, it has the next Foothill Eastern meeting in December, but you said that it's changed to, there is a November meeting.
There is a November, and I think the reason why it's worded that way is we will cancel the joint meeting in December, and then the Foothill Eastern only meeting will be a special board meeting.
Got it. All right, thank you.
Mr. Miniger.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no specific comments. Thank you.
Excellent report. Mr. Cramen, I have one request for your executive officer's report going forward. I'd like to hear, in addition to transactions, I'd like to hear about mobility improvements by the use of the toll roads. As we know, a great percentage of early morning traffic is diverted to both toll roads. And so I'd like just maybe a quarterly update with your report.
Be happy to do so.
Vice Chair Shea.
Yes, thank you. Just a heads up to the board, at our marketing meeting, it was information provided to us that we are adding 1,000 new riders every day, accounts every day, which I think is fantastic. I mean, I thought it was per month, but it's every day we're adding 1,000 new accounts, which shows that our road is successful, people are riding it, and our assets are increasing. So I was shocked. I think hopefully we're going to have a presentation soon to the full board. Thank you.
Thank you. I bring you good news because we have no closed session today. So this meeting, I know where it is, but there's a lot of stuff in here. And as soon as I get it cleaned out, I'll be clear. So this meeting is hereby adjourned. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Foothill Eastern Board of Directors will be in November, and the regularly scheduled meeting of both will be December 13th. This meeting is adjourned.
Mr. Chair, just